Jeff Saran here with SureCoat Systems. I'm at one of our approved contractors' projects that they've been working on. And what this is, it's a commercial building. The customer over a year ago had issues with leaking, and they patched with different mastics and other patching compounds, and they just didn't hold up to the weathering conditions. As you can see, they're out here again. Like I said, the first part, which I will show you in a minute, was done over a year ago. And let me walk back over here and I can kind of show you. Okay, this area over here is over office space, and this was done over a year ago. This is where they had a lot of leaks. And then over in this section, they had a lot of leaks, and there was damage done to some of the framing underneath, and that was replaced and then patched over with our system. So what's happened now is they didn't have a big budget when they did this first application, so they just wanted to get the main area over the office space taken care of and where the wood repairs were. So they did that last year, and they needed to budget some money to continue to finish the complete roof. So right now what they're doing is as you can see, they're going ahead and they're finishing the rest of the building. So this is what a lot of our contractors and customers do, is they'll do a partial area if budget allows, and they'll budget it for the next year, and they'll come back and they can just add on to the system. We'll walk around here a little bit and kind of show you. I guess there was an issue with ponding in this area, so they went ahead and sloped it a little bit with our material and fabric, and they sloped it and cricketed it so it would drain properly. As you can see, it's a little bit dirty, but it's really in great condition looking at everything. We also coated the HVAC units, the plenums and that too as well, and the ducting. And then this area over here, this is where I guess they had some wood repairs they had to do. And they did that area. They got those areas taken care of where the major leaks were. But like I said, now they're just coming back this year and they're finishing up this building. As you can see, also the buckets are staged. They're staged so when they do the application, it's easy accessible and you don't have to keep running buckets back and forth. Let's walk over here. As you can see, they're doing the parapet walls and detailing around the penetrations, getting that done first. Right now, weather permits, they're using just the SureCoat. The SureCoat is used at 50 degrees and above. And out in the weather we have right now in California, it's pretty good weather, so it'll set up, and then the next day they can go ahead and they can do their final top coat. And if they want to start the field, if they're done with the penetrations and parapet walls, they can go ahead and do that. As you can see right here, he's putting fabric on the walls and coating. This fabric right here, this was the 40-inch fabric they just cut down to fit so it would go up the wall and then onto the roof about 6 inches. A lot of times you just need to you can use the 12-inch and you can just go 6 inches up onto the wall and 6 inches onto the roof field. Go over here. There's Jesus. Jesus, how you doing?
Good.
All right. Yeah, right now you can see he's detailing. He's got some of the cincture fabric. He's detailing at the top. Usually on this you want to get your seams and any overlaps in those areas, you want to get those with fabric. That's required on the parapet walls. You can do full fabric if you want, but it's not necessary as long as it's in pretty good condition. As you can see, you can just apply it. You want to apply it kind of a little heavy, you can put it on there. We usually require at least, if you're not putting fabric on, at least 2 coats. You want to get about 20 mils. And then on your areas where you're putting fabric to reinforce those seams in those areas, you can use about 4 gallons per square. You're going to put a coat down, put your fabric in, put another coat on, and once it's dry, you come back and do a final coat just to make sure that the fabric's completely encapsulated. Also, if you want to look at this bucket right here, you can see it kind of dries up a little bit. It's good to take a paint stick and just scrape it as you go, just to keep it from drying up on the sides. You kind of, you could almost waste up to a half a gallon if you let that dry up on the sides and you get clumps in there, but it's just good to just go ahead and just scrape that. So they're moving along pretty good here. As you can see, again, once again, the buckets are staged so they can, when they start doing the field, they're accessible and they can just do those areas. Check out the parapet over here. See, just put a nice amount of coating down on the parapet wall first. It's good to do maybe like 4 or 5 foot lengths at a time. That way you can go ahead and you can get your fabric, you don't get too far ahead of yourself or drying up on you. Now he's going to take the fabric and just keep it running. You don't have to cut it off. You can just leave it on there like he did right there. Just continuous. That way you don't get any seams. If you do have to cut it off, just make sure when you come back you overlap at 2 inches. Anytime you're applying fabric over fabric, you want to go at least 2 inches overlap. You really want to get those wrinkles out. Those wrinkles could get hollow spots and air bubbles and that. So as you can see, he's just taking a brush. It's good to use those big 4-inch brushes. They put a good amount of coating down at a time. And also you want to use a 3/8 snap roller. You see it's just working really well, going on nice and heavy on there. As you can see, it comes out about 6 to 8 inches on onto the roof area. So when you go to do your field with the 40-inch, you're going to be overlapping that at least 2 inches. All right, that looks good.
Thank you.
Good job. All right. Well, I'm going to be heading back to the office. You can give us a call if you have any questions. But once again, it's a good thing you can do is you can go ahead and get your customers, if they need some repairs done now, you can get those done. And if it's a budget issue, they can go ahead and they can budget the rest of the building or the rest of the roof for the next year. You can always add on. That's one thing great about the SureCoat system is you can always add on to it. Everybody, you have a good day. We'll talk to you soon.